Good evening. Weather First meteorologist Gary Frank with an update as we had a line of storms that moved through, produced severe weather, large hail for some, but mostly pea-sized weather, or pea-sized hail, just disruptive weather and a lot of brief heavy rainfall as we had those storms that moved through. This impacted areas of the Metro East more as we had a little bit more instability as that main cold front moved through. And that's what you really felt throughout the day as we had one tornado warning and others that looked like they were rotating. As you look at this time lapse, this was very visible from downtown as storms rolled through, created a lot of rain, but obviously you saw these storms that developed along that front and it just bubbled up and you could see them. They didn't grow to 25, 30,000 feet. That's why you didn't see the giant hail, but certainly 20,000 foot cloud tops as eventually the sun set, we lost the instability and things moved out. However, it was not without some fanfare. Rodney shared this, and a lot of these storms that created a lot of lightning and some of that small hail also lowered to the ground to some degree, and they were rotating a little bit. That's what prompted one of the tornado warnings early. And then, of course, you saw this in Kinmundy, and this is one of the storms that we were watching specifically for at least a little bit of rotation, not only visibly from the ground, but the radar indicated rotation as well. Nothing came of that other than some wind damage, heavy rain, and some larger hail as those systems pushed through. But still, it is quiet now as our wind has shifted yet again. Still mild at 66 degrees. West-southwest wind now at 10 miles an hour. We got to 74 today. And even some spots right now have a little bit of fog. In Belleville, also in Breeze, Carlisle, you'll start to see a little bit of that fog. That's one of the few spots I wanted to point out that does have that. But as we see things move through overnight, I think for the most part, we're going to clear things out. It will cool down as a result behind that front as we start to cool things down mid to upper 40s. We've got more clearing on the way. We're going to see better conditions ahead. But as we look at our satellite and radar imagery, there's that front that moved through, storms developing along that. Here's the clear sky that we're looking forward to for the eclipse. But as we look to the south, I want to see a few things as the more significant storm in the Gulf is going to be impacting there. Then we have some, at least moisture that's well above the surface. We're talking 20 to 30,000 feet in the air. And that's what's going to produce some of these high clouds by midday into the early afternoon hours. So what does that mean for us as we see the possibility of pretty clear skies? I think for the most part, we'll be able to see things. We have varying thickness in some levels, and then much thicker high clouds are going to be a little bit more difficult for us to see any of that. So I think what we're going to be dealing with is, yes, high cloud cover, but I still think the eclipse is going to be relatively visible here as we start at noon with temps in the mid 70s. And 76 degrees. We actually get a little bit warmer, but believe it or not, the sun being blocked out from 12:30 to about 2:30, 3 o'clock in some regard, even with not just totality, will have an impact on our high temperatures with a southwest breeze at 10 to 15 miles an hour. So for the next few days, expect 78 degrees tomorrow with a few showers Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I think at this point, we will be able to see the eclipse, but high clouds are going to be a factor. I know Anthony's going to be tracking that. And in the morning, we'll be starting to see some of our local visible satellite products in the morning as the sun rises, and watch how it's all shaping up. But at this point, I do think that we're going to be able to see it still rain by the middle of the week, and then we warm back up, and then it really starts to feel like spring and April into next weekend.